Standing in the cold, cold rain, I don't even feel the pain. Anything to step away, I know we could both do better. Wish you would've left me here, now I'm just controlled by fear. What's the point in our reflection if you never look in the mirror? Counting the days until you're gone, waiting for us to carry on. Oh, I'm running, what am I running from? Time's going by, but where's the time going? I tried to give you everything, you took it all and took it for granted. If you're still falling out of love, maybe it's 'cause it's not enough.
Hello.
Hi at DingDong_Quest.
Maybe it's not enough, baby. I don't wanna lose you after all that we've been through. If you could change my mind, I would do it in a heartbeat. That's if you really love me. Setting fire to my brain, wondering how I'm to blame. You're the one who doesn't dream, so why are you always sleeping? I remember when you said you're afraid of what's ahead. What happened to ride or die? I asked and you just start crying. How are you acting so surprised? Haven't you seen it in my eyes? Oh, I'm running, what am I running from? Time's going by, but where's the time going? I tried to give you everything, you took it all and took it for granted. If you're still falling out of love, maybe it's 'cause I'm not enough. Maybe it's not enough, baby. I don't wanna lose you after all that we've been through. If you could change my mind, I would do it in a heartbeat. That's if you really love me. I would do it in a heartbeat. That's if you really love me. I would do it in a heartbeat. That's if you really love me.
You know that you control me. Guilty
I'm struggling.
self-reflection.
I could get the 5060 Ti for €120 cheaper ATM, but if it is worth it.
My friends already told me, but I don't wanna listen. 'Cause I love the way you hold me, and I don't need a reason. 'Cause I don't wanna be.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Since you're using Euro, I guess you are not in America. If you were in America, I was gonna say if you want a new GFX card, get it immediately, before the prices go up from the tariffs.
Just so I can justify
Hi Tess.
the unity and it's useless. I tell myself another lie. 'Cause I don't wanna be.
ATM XD, yeah, it's $170 cheaper here than Infinity.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. Safe and sound. Safe and
Oh.
sound. Safe and sound. Safe and sound.
I have a 3070 Ti, but it broke and does not work proper. But AMD said they will release next GPU info midsummer, so if I should just wait for that.
I got something super old. I don't even remember what.
Yeah, nowadays the cards just need a lot of VRAM. That's why I'm thinking of the 5060 Ti as it has 16 gigs.
I think mine has like 3 gigabytes LUL.
Don't try Forever Winter then. It broke my 8 GB card.
What about Eternal September?
Alright, hello, welcome in everyone. Hi, Ding Dong, K Tess. Welcome in. Steph isn't here yet. She hasn't answered my Discord call, but we can play some daily games while we wait for her. Let me reset my VG name. And where's my list of dailies? Here we go. I will start with Cost Curl though, I think. Let's launch this up. What are these? Osada shredded steak and cheese chimichangas, 18 times 5 ounces. 18 of these? Okay. How much do we think this costs in Costco? Let me turn down the music a little bit. What do you guys think? How much is this on Costco? Osada shredded steak and cheese chimichangas, 18 of them. Each one is 5 ounces. To me, 18 sounds like a lot.
I still need a new CPU too, and that's 17.99.
You're saying this is 17.99? Alright, let's put it in. It's a little lower. Still need a new CPU too.
14.99.
Alright, hang on. Let's see. Sorry, I'm messaging Steph. Apparently she's having Discord problems. 14.99. Oh, that was it. You got it. It was 14.49 to be precise, but yeah. Nice. Good job, Ding Dong. You got it. Alright, let's do the house one then. Household.
Don't worry about it. And I'm fat. I know everything about food.
Alright. Well, how much do you know about houses? Oh, man. Sorry, I'm muting because I'm clearing my throat. I feel like I got something stuck in my throat. But this is New York.
580K.
580K, even though it's New York. Isn't New York super expensive? I'll wait for your one extra confirmation before I put in the price. I mean, what is this?
Oh wait, New York 720K.
The other thing is like, is it like one of? I guess it must be one apartment, right? It's not like the entire apartment building. That would be like, I don't know, 20 million, 40 million. But one apartment here, 720K. Even I feel like 720K is still too low, but we'll see. Yeah, too low. I guess this is like, this is not the apartment. This is the gym of the apartment building, right? Like it's a shared gym space, I'm assuming. I'm thinking maybe 1.4 million. Maybe even higher.
Okay,
1.7 million?
1,700,000 then.
Alright, let's do it.
Yeah, that gym fancy.
Too high. Okay, not too bad then. $1,300 square. 13 is pretty. It's decent size. It's not like a small place. Oh, looks like Steph is here. Let me give her a call. What are we thinking for this one?
So the 1.4 mil.
Hey, Steph. Let me share my screen. 1.4 million. You're saying, Ding Dong? Okay, we can do 1.4 million. We're doing the house. Guess the price of the house.
Okay.
1400. Too high. What? Too high? Really? Dang. This is in New York. 3-bedroom, 2 baths. It's an apartment, I think. Just Steph. Are you able to see my screen?
Yep.
So we got this. We got the shared gym, I guess. And it's in New York. 1.4 is too high.
What else have you guessed?
Here.
$8.99.
$8.99. Okay. Too high. Really? Wow. This is a bargain. What the heck? For New York? 1,300 square feet in New York, less than 900K. Yeah, one more. I think it's our last guess. No, maybe it's 2 guesses because I see there's 2 little tabs here. Wait, so the 720K was close? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. For some reason, I thought it'd be way. Like, I definitely thought it would be in the 1.5 million range. How are you doing, Steph? How was your day? How was your week?
It's been a tough week.
It's been a tough week. Wait,
How about you?
It's been okay-ish. Ding Ducks is 800k.
Okay.
All right, let's do 800k. Oh, did we get it? Yeah. Yeah, it's actually listed exactly 800k. Good job, Ding Dong.
Wow. Very specific.
Yeah. They didn't do that trick where they say it's 799, 999 or something like that. Like to
Right.
make you feel like it's cheaper than it really is. How was my week? I went to the doctor today for
Okay.
the epipididymis. I think that's how what it's called. The infection in my balls, basically. For people who missed it, I had a infection earlier and it was very painful. And the doctor examined and gave me some antibiotics. And then now I went back, and I'm cured, I guess. She says, "Yep, it's gone."
Oh.
And I was like, so what can cause this? Because I want to avoid it because it's very painful. I want to avoid it in the future. So what are the causes? What are the possible causes? And the doctor says, well, if you have a lot of sexual partners, that can cause it. And I'm like, yeah, it's definitely that, but just out of curiosity, what are the other possible causes as well? And so she says, well, if you strain yourself, if riding on bicycle, that sort of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, none of those. Dang. So I still don't know what it is. Like,
Well, don't do any of those things.
yeah, I guess not. I got so there's lots of stories in the media these days about how incompetent the government is these days.
Sure.
And I've got one more to add on to that. So I filed my tax return, I guess, on April 15th, whatever the deadline was. I basically did on the day of the deadline.
Okay.
Ding Dong says, don't have a lot of sexual bikes. Got it. Yep. You've extracted the essence of the story. There you go. So I filed my taxes, and because I sold a bunch of stock to pay for the condo that I recently purchased. Which means I had a lot of capital gains, which means I have a lot of taxes. Like when I filed my taxes, it was insane. It's insane. I saw the amount of taxes I was like, holy shit. Okay. So what I had, I wrote 4 post-dated checks. I had to split it across 4 payments, over a year, basically. Some amount, like a quarter of it immediately, then 3 months later, so like June, I guess, some amount, then September, some amount, then December, the last quarter, because it was so much, how much I owed in taxes. So I wrote 4 posted checks. I mailed them in. The government cashed all of them on the same day. I didn't have the money. Like it said insufficient funds on my bank, and so I wrote to my bank. I was like, "Hey, I wrote post-dated checks. They weren't supposed to, they can't cash it, right? Like I thought that's how it works. If I write a post-date on the check, they legally cannot cash a check until the date or whatever. I don't know if it's legally. I don't know what the convention is, but I thought that's how it works." And the bank was like, "Oh, so he looked at the system, I guess, or whatever. He looked at the logs on this, and he's like, yeah, what happened was the government filed the deposit electronically or something like that, and we don't see the dates when they do that," is what the bank said.
Oh, great.
So I'm like, well, so I guess I'm just fucked then, I don't think the bank charged me an insufficient fund fee or anything like that, like a penalty. I'm gonna keep monitoring my account to be sure. But now I'm like, and so I've also taken steps to transfer more money into my checking account so that I will be able to pay eventually. But now I don't know, what is the government gonna do? Are they gonna try again, or are they gonna just say, oh, he didn't pay? Let's send ICE to his apartment and throw him in jail or deport him to Venezuela or whatever,
I mean, probably not the Venezuela option, but
I mean, I am a green card holder.
Short of that.
Right? And there's an excuse now, right, to go after me. So, who knows? What if
now would not be a good time to a lot of protesting.
I was gonna say now it's not good. I want to stay under the radar, right? I don't want to attract the attention of the government right now. And them cashing all 4 checks is really like, why? They're post dated. Like I thought this was gonna be the right thing to do, but nope. No, I guess I should have mailed the checks one by one, right? Like mail the check, on April 15th, mailed another check on June 15th or whatever it was, and not trust them to check the dates of the check or whatever.
I love that somebody got 4 checks in an envelope and was like, "Oh, this person
Probably
made
wants
things
me
very
to
convenient."
Yeah, and then I'll just deposit them all right now. Well, here's the thing. Like I would have thought, I didn't know that when you do it electronically, they don't see the date or whatever the fuck that means. I thought what was happening is like the government just deposits them all right away, but then the bank that receives the check, right, is gonna be like, well, it's post dated, so we're gonna schedule the deposit. We're gonna like in their system or whatever, right? Like and but I guess that's not how it works. I don't know. I guess okay. Let's go to the game. So today we are playing a game called Toggle Tile. My understanding is it's like the lights out game. When you have like certain tiles on the grid are lit up and you have to make them all light up, or you have to make them all dim or whatever.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you click on the tile and all the neighboring ones light up. It's like that, but it's a variant. And what it does is there's a screenshot here. I guess it's in Japanese or Chinese. Maybe I don't know what this says. But the idea is that the icon on the tile tells you what the tile will do. So again, I haven't played. I'm just making random guesses here. I guess if you click on the middle one, it means these 2 tiles rotate counterclockwise, maybe.
Maybe.
And if you click on this tile, it means it toggles maybe the light or dark status of these 2 tiles, right? I don't know if you can see my cursor, Steph.
I can, but I don't understand what you meant. I'm sure it was good.
So you see this tile that I'm hovering right now?
Yep, I see that tile.
If I click it, what I think would happen is that this tile and this tile would toggle. Like maybe right now, let's say they're dark, so they would become lit.
Why do you think that?
Because this icon and this icon are different relative to all, and these tiles are all unmarked.
Yeah, I don't get it, but that's okay.
So this is a 3x3 grid of tiles, right?
What is?
The overall puzzle.
The overall puzzle is 9 tic-tac-toe boards.
Yeah, so you can say there's 9 tiles in the puzzle, right? I'm hovering one of them
Okay,
right
but then
now.
there's 9 tiles in each of those puzzles, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
81 tiles?
No, let's do a terminology thing. These things are called tiles. These things, we can call them subtiles, for example. There's 81 subtiles, but there's not 81 tiles. There's 9 tiles.
All right, subtitles. Got it.
So I'm looking at this tile, for example.
Are you looking at a tile or a subtitle?
A tile. I'm looking at this tile. And in it, I see that this subtitle and this subtile are marked.
Okay.
So I have to interpret that in some way, right? Like I'm assuming it has a meaning of some sort. And I'm guessing, I'm just making a guess here, that the meaning of this is that when you click on this tile, not the subtile, when you click on this tile, then this tile and this tile will change status, will toggle status from dark to lit, for example.
The whole thing?
The whole 2 tiles, yes.
Okay.
Because the label on this tile says that I'm going to do something to this tile, and I'm also going to do something to this tile.
Okay.
So let's say I eventually I want to light every tile on this grid, right?
Okay.
So in particular, I also want to light this tile, right? The one to the left here.
Yeah.
But none of these tiles say that they light the one to the left.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking I click the middle tile, which causes this bottom left tile to rotate. So now it would have this subtile and this subtile lit or marked.
Okay.
And now I can click on this, and then this subtile will toggle. Or sorry, this tile, not subtile.
Seems plausible.
All right, let's find out what it actually is. But yes, that's my guess as to what the game is going to be like.
All right.
Has some fun music so far. Settings, sound, it's probably fine. Color, it's probably fine. Okay, I guess we just, well, I guess we just start then. Okay, yeah, so what I interpret this to mean is each tile lights itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy's, the subtile here indicates this tile. So when I click on this, and I guess, so I say light, I guess that means turn them all black is the goal. Like I'm on the
Hello.
leaderboard. I tied for first place in the optimal solution.
That's amazing.
Yes. How do I?
I like that you're ahead of some people.
How about this one? All or nothing. So I click this, and I solved it in one move. Oh yeah, I am ahead
Wow,
of some
are you on the
people.
leaderboard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm tied for first place. Well, I'm technically fourth, I guess. I don't know. Why? Yeah, why? What is the algorithm? Why am I ahead of God is Pink, for example?
You just did better than them.
I guess so.
Faster, maybe? I don't know.
I guess it could be a time component. No, I'm always fourth. It's like deterministic.
Yeah.
That's trippy a little bit. Like the tile I didn't click on change, and it made me like it's what is it, the Stroop effect or something like that, right? Like it's,
Oh yeah, I guess.
you know, when you, the Stroop effect is, for people who don't know, it's a test where they have words, they have a word written a certain color. So like the word is written in red color, for example, but the word is blue. So it's the word blue written in red font, and the goal is to read what the word says, not what color the word is written in. And it's difficult for people. And I feel like, oh shit. Oh no, this is good. Okay. I thought I fucked up.
Could you imagine coming below Tanner and zip cracks?
Let's see. This definitely needs to be clicked because it's the only one that highlights the bottom right. And this definitely needs to be clicked because it's the only one that highlights the bottom left and the middle left. I guess I just do, this is all that's left. There we go. Soup effect can't work on me. I'm dyslexic, or whatever the no readability is. Yeah, Stroop effect. S-T-R-O-O-P. What is optimal here? I think we can do in 5, right? If we do the 4 corners in the center, does that solve it? Path of Exile type of this puzzle exists in Path of Exile? I haven't played much Path of Exile, so I didn't know that. Can we do better in 5? Same style, kind of one press affects an error. Yeah, I mean, there's a classic puzzle called Lights Out, which is when you click a tile, all the neighboring tiles toggle. So, and lots of games have that as a mini game, so I wouldn't be surprised if Path of Exile has that. But this specific variant, where the labels on the tile tell you what they do, is unique to this game as far as I know. I've never seen another game do this.
When you, like, if you hit the tile number 4
Using like
example.
the numpad convention?
N
or-
key, yeah.
Okay, so you want...
And then if you hit 6, does it turn off the middle one?
Yes. So these are
Okay.
indicate toggling, I think. And so one intuition you want to go with is that so every tile needs to be toggled an odd number of times. So like clicking the 4 cardinals, for example, would not be good because then the center tile would remain unlit. Five is best. Yeah, I can only see 5. So let's go with the 5 solution. And 5 is either optimal or coincidentally no other human has come up with better. Yeah. Wait, where do I go now? Usually it showed a little arrow that said... Is that it? I guess that was it, and then move on to the next chapter. Okay, so here's a new one. I'm making a hypothesis here. This is gonna swap these 2 tiles. Like this tile moves down and then this tile moves up. You know what I mean? I guess we can test that because I see a solution. Like assuming that's correct, there is a solution to the puzzle. Its bad news is like your interpretation is probably wrong if it makes the puzzle impossible, right? Like if there is no solution.
Right.
So I think this, then you swap them. Yep, then you do this. You do this and this. There you go. Okay, let's see. If I do this... Yeah, I think I keep, like, the only way to do anything in the middle is with this guy. And so I do it and then I move him over and then I do it again, move him over. So something like this. Oh look, we have 3 paths we can go in. Guess it doesn't matter too much. Oh, this is mind-bending a little bit. Like these toggle and move things around. How do we... Let's see. I'm trying to see how do we do the bomb too, because that looks like the hardest one to do. Okay, we would have to use this one, right? We put something in the bottom and then we move them around with these guys. Hi, Kiwi. Kiwi says hi, Steph. Hi, Nabu. We definitely have to do this.
Hey, Kiwi.
We definitely have to move it over. And we definitely have to do this. Oh! My brain is breaking, because not only did I move... not only did I move the highlight, but I moved the labels as well. Like this now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, definitely non-optimal now. Because if I do this, I can do this. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Shit. Oh, fuck, it doesn't even move. Oh, wait, okay. This solves it, but it's not... Yeah. So we can do it in 10. We might even be able to do it in fewer than 10. Should we go for optimal or should we just solve them and move? I feel like let's just solve them.
Just solve them.
Yeah, and then...
Yeah. And you can do optimal later on your own time.
So what do we got here? So we can highlight along the diagonal directly. So we gotta figure out schemes of moving them around so that we can do these guys here. What's the order that the operations happen in? Because what I'm gonna do is if I click here, oh, I guess it doesn't matter in this case. But I'm thinking in some cases it might matter. Like imagine that this swaps these two, but also toggles this guy, right?
Right.
So it matters if it toggles this and then moves
turn it
down,
on and then-
or if it moves
yeah.
them and then toggles.
Right.
Dink Dunk says, gotta go, gotta get up early to figure out my way home because flight is cancelled. Have a great stream. All right, Dink Dunk, see you later.
Good luck.
Okay, there's no way to move things horizontally, right? It only moves, like, swap things up and down. So we would have to do each of these guys at least 3 times. Because you would put it somewhere and then move it up and down. And then...
Yeah.
How about this? How about this? Do I just click the 3 but no, because this has to be, well, I mean, it's probably this is involved somehow. Okay. Only one square toggles. And we just move everything around. So what's... I mean, once we toggle, we have to do this, right? Because this is the only thing that moves it off of that tile.
Yeah.
So the first 2 moves have to be these 2. But then what? I guess it doesn't have to be, actually. It could be that you want to move the, like, this guy around, for example, before you start toggling something, but it seems plausible that how do I move things down? Okay, then I need to get this guy out of here, which I guess is this one? Gosh, how do I do this? What's the principle I'm missing here? back. Steph, help me.
It's hard because I think it would have been a like order situation from the beginning, but now I don't.
The thing is, I keep getting stuck with like these guys cycling back and forth. You know, like I feel like I want to color one and then get him out. But to get him out,
Right.
I have to click the switch and uncolors him, you know, and then... Okay, making progress. Now I just need to get this guy up here, I guess. Which might be easier said than done, because I think I'm gonna uncolor a guy by doing that, yeah. Shoot. So is it the case that I can only, like, I can't color two guys adjacent to each other consecutively? Like, if I color this guy, then the next guy I gotta color is this guy. I think. I'm not sure about that. And then if that's true, then how do I get myself out of this predicament now? I guess that means I need to uncolor this guy. Okay, I think that's good. So, because now I swap these, and then... No, it's not good. Shit, then how do I do this? Are you thinking about two Steph, or am I solo here? I feel like I'm abandoned.
I think you're mostly solo at this point.
Gosh darn it. Okay, well then Kiwi asks, Kiwi redeems, and Steph and Neb discuss the topic of your choice. How can the brain store so much data that it will allow the body to retrieve an almost forgotten item in a cupboard that has laid undisturbed for years and yet still lose the data of where your keys are after setting them down 10 minutes ago? Are you thinking about Steph, or what?
Am I thinking about the question?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a wash cycle going on, and it's doing its spin, and it's like loud, and I'm having trouble thinking while it's going on. So I was like kind of waiting for that to dissipate.
I haven't stumped on this one. I can't figure. I don't understand the principle. I thought I understood something about this odd evenness going on, but it's not what I think it is.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you should restart and see if picking them in a particular order will get, because it's by saying conveyor belt, it implies that sort of a specific order and going around will work.
Well,
I
think
guess I would restart. and, like,
every tile here is its own inverse, right? Like whenever you click a tile, it will always undo what it just did. therefore, you can't ever get stuck, like, or soft locked. And I feel like I struggled to even get this far, to color this many of the blocks. So that's why I'm hesitant to restart. I'm fairly confident it's solvable from this position. I'm confident it's solvable from any position you can get into. Problem is I can't see the path to the solution.
I'm sure it's solvable from wherever. I guess I think we work through trial and error stuff differently.
Okay, so here's what I propose, and I will restart if you tell me what to do. Like, I don't want...
No, you keep going. Go ahead. Yeah, I was just telling you how I think I would do it, not how I think it will work.
And the thing is, I want you to help me solve this, so... Now this guy, the only way his only movement is down. So this has to go like this, I guess. See, this would be, if I still feel like I don't know what I'm getting wrong. If these two were white, clicking this would be good because it brings us up here, which I can then swap with this, and then that quote unquote solves it. So why can I not get that to work? Oh, maybe this is it. Maybe I... Okay. Fucking god, it's finally... Jeez.
Did it.
So what are we trying to achieve? We're trying to color in every block. What's the asterisk mean? Oh, it means I unlocked something. This is better? Do we like this better than the other one?
150.
I guess that's fine. What do all the symbols on tiles mean?
Sorry, what?
Kiwi says, what do all the symbols on the tiles mean?
Oh.
Well, Seth, why don't you explain to Kiwi what all the symbols on the tiles mean?
So each tile is sort of a representation of the entire puzzle. And when there's a solid square, it means when you click on this tile, the tiles in the whole puzzle that are solid will light up. So the top left one is 3 orange squares. If that was clicked on, the top that one, that's a good one to show. So the bottom left one is 1 orange square in the middle, and when clicked on, that 1 orange square in the middle of the whole puzzle turns on. The little arrows show which ones will swap if clicked on. So if that's clicked on, the 2 on the bottom left and the 2 on the top middle swap. The answer to your question about the brain involves thinking about what the brain evolved to do. brain evolved to learn where rewards are, to learn where dangers are, both social and physical. So the brain really evolved to do things like remember what happened to you and what lessons you could learn from it, or what happened in your environment that you could then learn from. So it stores memories of like where you were rewarded or where something happened that you might be able to learn from to be able to create a better model that helps you predict the world. Brain did not evolve to like remember where your keys are. It's just not something that the brain could have evolved for. We've really only had keys as a species for a couple hundred years, and the idea that like everyone would have their own keys that they'd have to keep track of all the time has been 50 years. The brain just didn't evolve to keep track of stuff like that, so it's just not very good at it. It has had millions and millions of years to evolve from similar ancestors that kept track of like what happened to you and what you could have learned from it that may eventually become useful. So the brain's really good at that. So that's sort of like the basic answer, is that like you have to think about what the brain evolved to do to get a sense of what it's good at. Have you figured out what these?
Yeah, rotates.
We think these circles rotate those specific tiles to the left or the right, or clockwise or counterclockwise, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see if I can figure out the optimal sequence in my head. Because I know at some point I'm going to rotate these, so this guy's going to like these three, this guy's going to like these three. And then when I rotate them again, they're both going to be pointing at the bottom. Right now they're both pointing at the top. So given all that knowledge, what's the sequence? It's definitely going to be, like, we have to do the side one, so definitely this and this. Then when I rotate them again and I do the bottom, these are going to be unlit. This is lit. I think I want to do top once. Yeah, I think, okay, so I think it's going to be like this. There we go. This rotates this guy. And this guy's the only way to get corners. So definitely it's gonna be this. And this. But then... This can rotate to here, huh? I don't know how to do this one, like from first principles. I have to do it by just trying things. This will always like these, this will always like this. So how do I... The only way is it has to be something like this. Then this is the only way to light it, so this has to be like this, right? Oh, maybe this is it. Yeah, there we go. Look at that fall off. 5 and 27.
Mm.
Oh god, we're doing rotating of the swapped. So that, like, I'll no longer swap these, but I'll swap these, I guess. Okay, I don't think there's any way to go from a diagonal to a non-diagonal. So this, you definitely have to do this. And you definitely have to do this to hit the diagonals. Then I guess this is the only way to do sides, right? Or is it? No. No, you can do sides by doing a center, then swapping the center with one of the things. Okay, so I think you do this, then you swap this, and you do this again. There we go. Yeah, nice. Yeah, there's the only way to do diagonals, the corners is with this one. So you have to do this. But then, how do you get this guy? I guess you have to do this one to rotate this guy eventually. Then if I do this, these two, I guess if I do this on all 4 rotations, then each corner will get hit 3 times. Which gives me what I want. The only problem now is... Okay, I have to hit this at least once, so that the center gets illuminated. And do I just do this? No. I don't end, like, it doesn't end up in the same freaking thing. Oh, this also rotates this. I didn't have to do this like so many times. Shoot. Oh no, wait, it doesn't. I think at some point this rotated this guy. But initially this guy doesn't rotate this guy. So how do I get this guy now? Oh. I am thinking about restarting now because these guys are not the inverses of themselves anymore, right? Like doing this twice doesn't undo itself. Now wondering, can you soft lock on this puzzle? Like once you have these rotations, is soft lock possible? We definitely need this because this is the only way to color the center, and you can never color the center any other way. And I still think this is the only way to do the corners. This is the only way to rotate the center tile. At some point, no, yeah, at some point I need to click this to relight the center. But then when I go around with this guy, it's I'm not gonna hit the timing is wrong. I need this guy to point upwards so that I highlight this guy, then do these three. How does this right? Because this guy can eventually rotate this guy if I rotate this guy enough. Then I have to like redo the corners if I rotate this guy. This will be if I do this, this will be uncolored. I go 1, 2, 3, and then recolor this. Is that good? No. Wait, I click this up. This will uncolor this. And oh, maybe it works. Hang on. If I do this, I do this. 1, and recolor this. Oh no, fuck no, this is gonna uncolor shit. Did I make progress? I can't tell. Because now these guys are opposite, right? In timing? Like, it used to be that they were adjacent, but now they're gonna... 2, 3... Maybe I need to rotate this guy again. Rotate this guy, I mean. Steph, I can't figure it out.
Figure it out.
Why don't you figure it out?
Not good at this kind of thing. I do the word puzzles.
How do we figure out one puzzle like this one or another one if you want, but how do we figure out one so we don't end on the stuck? You want to do this one or you want to do a different one?
Figure it out.
No, Steph, help me.
Let's do the middle one. And the top one, or the middle one again. The middle one again. Then the middle one again. Okay. Now I want to do.
I wonder if you can just tell me the keypad number, if that's easier, or is it?
Now I want to do. I want to do the middle one again.
Okay. Now what?
Eight.
8?
Yeah. I don't know. 9. Five. I mean, you can't move any of those three, right?
Which three are you talking about?
Three with markings on them.
Well, you can rotate them.
Right. Okay, I guess middle again. Okay, so middle again. Eight. I guess keep doing that again until we move the top one
Do
around.
what?
Middle. Top. 8. I don't know. How are you supposed to do this?
That's what I said. Do we should
Middle.
do it? Okay.
Middle. Middle. Um. Eight. Eight again. Middle. Middle. Alright, I got you this far. Go ahead, fix it from here.
Here's an idea I got. I'm gonna try because I don't know how much you extracted the principles, but this thing is the only way to do the corners, right? And this is the only way to do
Yeah.
the middle. So I'm thinking what I the problem I always end up with is that I can't, like, these two need to synchronize in some way. So what I'm thinking is, if I do this, if I just do the corners, I can observe where I need. Like, I don't even know if I messed it up already. No, I guess not. So in this guy on the right is where I had the problem. Or is it on the left? If I had changed the left. Okay, hang on, let me see here. Wait, I want to start this. Did I ever cause this to rotate? I did, right? No, I didn't yet. Okay, so this starts pointing up. There we go. And apparently that's optimal. 20, look. Or at least no other human has found a better way. Holy shit. Alright, you want to switch games?
Sure.
Do you want to reset progress so we have to redo everything from the beginning? Steph.
Does that sound like me?
Well, I need some interaction from you, I feel like.
I'm sorry, that question felt very rhetorical. It didn't occur to me you actually wanted an answer.
Okay. The next game we got on our list is called Cats or something like that. Cats.
What kind of cats?
Cast Cats.
Okay.
Look at this cat. Maybe he's casting something, who knows?
Alright.
Everything I say, I need a response from you because
I said alright. I said
yeah.
All
I'm
right.
just saying in general.
Alright.
So
Alright.
as a general principle, I want to avoid dead air time. So you see when I click play a game and then the game didn't immediately load, right? So there's like some silence. So now we have to talk about something to fill that silence. Sorry.
I like cats.
You like cats? Cats are pretty
I
good.
like cats. I'm into them.
Apparently the orange ones are extra dumb or something like that.
Sure.
Is that true? Is there like a correlation between the gene that causes orange fur and the gene that causes neurological damage or something?
I don't actually know. I've always heard that orange cats are not the brightest cats, but I am not an expert in cat intelligence.
I think we have to
This
spot
cat
the
looks pretty
difference.
smart and kind of orange.
I think this
Oh, is
badge
this
is
spot the
different,
difference?
maybe?
Yeah, badge is different. The hat is different.
Oh yeah.
The police car doesn't say police on it. The chess piece is missing
A chess piece.
on the book.
Remember when we saw that, like the German difference spotting tournament or whatever?
Yeah.
And she like spotted instantly. Like, you know, it had that photo
Instantly.
of like 200 penguins. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, there's one penguin missing there.
Yep.
What the heck?
The missing penguin. I feel like there's something different about the handcuffs, but I can't figure out.
Yeah, the size looked a little different, but I don't know if that's just because I'm looking at an angle.
Yeah. Right. Oh, we're missing one. It looks like one difference.
Yeah. I'm also making that inference/interpretation from what the UI is demonstrating. You know, I guess, is this narcissism? I enjoy reading my old Reddit comments because of how smart I am. Is that narcissism?
Wow. Yes. But it's probably also like
Oh, does he have like a necklace here? He doesn't in this one? Yeah.
Really?
See, there's a necklace here? Like one of those surfer necklaces, you know? Like it's a hair tie, practically.
Okay.
You don't see it?
No, it's too small on my screen.
Sorry, you were saying something about my narcissism?
I think you also just make your own ideal audience, right?
Do I? Is each individual button a difference? No, it's not. I tried clicking another button and it didn't highlight. What do you mean I'm my own ideal audience?
There's a light on the left. Yeah, there you go. Like you're making certain assumptions about the reader when you write. You think they're going to think, oh, you're going this way, they'll know this, they'll understand this analogy, this will be the right sentence cadence for them, they'll interpret this ambiguity in this specific way. Some of those are unconscious, like you're just projecting that on, and some of it you're actually choosing. But you're correct about yourself as a reader. So you make a really good reader for your past writer. And you're like, wow, this writer really knew the exact persuasive analogy and the right rhythm and the perfect sentence length, and I could have interpreted this ambiguously, but I didn't. And I think there's a green, like the middle book is green on one side and not as green on the other side. And that stack of books to the left.
How about this stack of books here?
I didn't mean that stack of books.
You don't mean that stack. You're talking about this stack of books here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about now. The argument you gave
that
sounds...
one cup has two handles versus one handle.
The argument you gave sounds like it's general to anybody, but I feel like my behavior is strange. I feel like most people don't like reading their own posts and appreciating how smart they were.
I think people do.
Oh, you do? Do you do it?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like looking at your old selfies or something like that.
Yeah. Do you read your own old Reddit posts?
I tend to think that if I don't like to read my old stuff, but when I do, I'm sort of like, dang, this should have gotten more upvotes.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel
it's pretty good.
I do feel that sometimes, like it should have gotten more upvotes, but I don't. That's not like the primary feeling for me. I feel like it's just like I revisit an idea that I forgot I had, and I'm like, wow, this is a good idea. Like I'm impressed.
It's pretty good. Right?
Yeah. And I don't know, like I don't want to fall into typical mind fallacy, right?
Normal.
So I was wondering, like, do other people feel that way or?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it purring?
No.
It says taxi on one side, but not on one sign on the top, but not on the other.
No, but my fan is running, so I'm wondering if that's what you're interpreting as the purring.
Hmm. So overall car higher? No, that's just a weird angle.
I feel like there are themes
Oh,
I
there's
get
a
into. Go ahead.
there's a string of lights on the right hand
Oh, yeah.
side that's missing on the left.
And like these days, it's about how, like, not determinism. What's the word I'm looking for? Descriptivism.
Prescriptivism.
Yeah, descriptivism. And
There's a red flower at the top that isn't there.
And how things are less standard than many people think.
Pink flowers have turned purple on the right hand side. There's a red stripe missing on the watering can. That's the theme you're getting into with your comments.
Yeah, over the last year, I think I see that coming up over and over again. But which may have been absent 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And you and I also have talked about this, or I guess I talked about it to you mostly on our streams. And I suspect it's because people, it's sort of a typical mind fallacy, right? Like people grow up in an environment where they heard a word used a certain way, and so they pretty naturally assume, so that's what the word means, right? And if anyone anywhere in the world means something different, then they're mistaken, because I've grown up and this word has always been used to mean this, right? Not taking into account that
one of the pots has texture on it, the one on the right, and the other doesn't.
One of the what? Oh, pots. Okay. Not taking into account that from the other person's perspective, that word had their meaning rather than your meaning, all their lives.
Right. The cap has changed to green.
And so, for example, I'll be in the math subreddit, right? And someone will say negative, someone will say negative means, 0 or less. And then someone else say, that's wrong. Negative means less than 0. And then I'll be like, well, if you look at Wikipedia, you see that both usages are present. Some people use it to mean this, some people use it to mean that, right?
Where your cursor just was, there's an extra button. Right.
And I do feel like a couple of years ago, I would have been similar to that person that I responded to. I have this sense of in math, things have specific definitions. And it's very precise. If there's a big difference between less than 0 and equal to or less than 0. But then I learned the definition I learned is not the definition that everybody else learns. And it's arbitrary definitions, right? You can define words to mean more or less whatever you want. Mm-hmm. So there's no reason to say that my definition is right and everyone else's definition is wrong.
Right. The door behind the open hood of the truck, it's got an extra line on one door and not on the other.
Oh yeah, did you ever read that?
Oh, the grill. The grill
Oh
of
yeah,
the
I see it now.
car is different.
You ever read that link I sent you about the guy, the psychologist who didn't like dark energy?
Yeah, I did. There's a gummy worm on top of one of the hats that isn't there on the other hat.
So I asked you a question about that, and it's humorous, but it's also, I guess you assumed it was rhetorical or something like that, but it wasn't. Which is, what is it with psychologists and not liking the dark dark energy
Yeah.
theory. And then,
I'm not
and again,
sure.
not
I
rhetorical.
think
yeah,
we don't
good.
like. Yeah.
Because what I was thinking
I
is
think we.
is there like something that's similar to dark energy in psychology that has been disproven or became less fashionable or something
Like
that?
the unconscious.
Yeah, perhaps. And so you have this reaction of like, oh, that again, like this
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
discredited thing in psychology, but actually it's not discredited in physics, dark energy, like.
Yeah.
Or is it just like, n equals 2, so maybe, just by coincidence, the two psychologists or the two people who I talked to who said like, yeah, I think dark energy is fake, happen to be psychologists.
Yeah, I don't think most psychologists have an opinion on dark energy. I think you happen to have talked to both of us, and weirdly, coin flip, we're both on the same side.
I think his blep is here, but it's not here. See that?
Yeah, plausibly.
But also, did you see like how strongly he felt about it? He seemed like really angry about dark energy.
He did seem angry about it.
And so that's why it was sort of shocking to me, like.
Yeah, that part I can't help you with.
Because from what you said the other time, you said you compared it to Aether, right? Which is discredited in physics.
Yeah.
And so I could see why a physicist might be like, oh yeah, dark energy is fake because it sounds like ether. But I don't know why psychologists would be like, oh, it's fake because it sounds like, this other thing in psychology that we know is fake.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you're a psychologist and on Reddit, you might have a sort of critical bent. I think in general, psychologists are perfectly willing to hypothesize all sorts of latent variables and disprovable variables. And those of us who are less agreeable and therefore more likely to be on Reddit probably get very annoyed by that. Like people constantly saying like, oh, they probably have trauma in their childhood that you could never prove, and multiple personalities that you could never disprove, and they're masking autism or something and you could never prove it or disprove it. And I think we just get maybe like tired of it. And so when another thing comes along, it's sort of like, oh yeah, you just have to assume this random magical variable. We're like, no, not into it. But like it might just be where you found these two psychologists.
Yeah.
Wow, this one's hard. Oh, there's two lights on the left-hand side, and there isn't on the. Bush has turned purple. The rung of the plant of the ladder has turned. You saw the.
I heard that the Flynn effect has reversed.
Yep. There's two buckets. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. People are getting dumber now instead of getting smarter over time.
underneath the cat's paw, you can see the slat on one side.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about.
Yep, people are getting dumber. It's the phones, man.
Well, apparently it started, at least in Norway, which is where we have good data, in the 1970s, which predates the phones.
It stalled then. Like we'd lost all our gains.
Okay.
There's something different about the paint roller itself. It's got a little
Oh, yeah.
extra.
There is, I mean, there's definitely the phone hypothesis. I'm not sure how strong the evidence is in favor of that. Just because there's no control group, really, right? Everybody has phones.
Right. There's something different about the light. Like it's got red beads on one side and not on the other.
And I thought you're correcting me, so I'll take your word for it for now. That it's like the decline actually started in 1970s, which I said, well, that's evidence against the phone hypothesis. But you're saying it didn't actually decline, just stalled.
My reading of it, I haven't looked super close, but my understanding is that it stalled in the 70s. We were no longer getting the nutrition gains and stuff that we'd been getting. And then it started really declining in the 2010s.
Yeah, I would want to. I guess this.
I'm excited about going to space.
Sorry, what was that?
The cat that cat with two different eye colors on one picture, but not the other, is super excited about going to space.
Yeah, he is.
Like how excited he is.
It would have been obvious for me to do it, but
on the left side.
What's on the left side?
That place where there's a blue and a red button. There's no, yeah.
It would have been easy for me to do it, but I just didn't do it. Which is, I would want to see the graph of the Flynn, the average worldwide IQ, I guess. Because it's like, I want to see, like, is there a change when smartphones was introduced, or is it like you look at it goes up, stops at 1970s, and goes down pretty smoothly, and there's no significant, event when phones, which is, I'm trying to think, what like 2000s, 90s maybe, late 90s, early 2000s is when phones became very popular.
So phones were later than that. By 2010, a reasonable number of people, like 50% of people, had phones. In 2013, we all did.
Okay. I do see very disheartening reactions sometimes from people of like too long didn't read, like for like 3 sentences, right? And I'm like, 3 sentences is too long to read, really? Like I can understand like 60 pages too long to read, right? Like like I'll download a PDF, like, and then, like a study, right? I'm like, oh, I want to learn more about this like quantum physics, and then the 60 pages, I'm like, oh man, right? Like, but if 12 pages, I'm like, I can do 12 pages, but like, but
what if it's 3 sentences?
Yeah, like 3 sentences, and people are like too long. I'm like, really? Wow.
Yep, really.
And I'm not like, this isn't hyperbole. I have a specific example in mind of someone wrote 3 sentences and someone else responded too long didn't read. Like, and like what? Like it's just.
It's kind of terrifying.
Yeah. And it wasn't even addressed at them, right? Like it's like. It was a Twitch chat stream basically. Like, so the streamer's talking, one of the chatters types in like a 3-sentence thing talking to the streamer, and then another chatter says, replies to that saying too long to read, like, and it wasn't even for you, that message. Like, so I mean, like there's like a pride in it, right? Like it's like he wants to contribute to the conversation, saying that it was too long and I didn't read it. Like,
Long. Can't do it.
I'm still making progress through the case against education.
Ah,
So you read it, right? Or did you not read it? I can't.
I did, yeah.
You definitely mentioned it to me.
No, it was too long. Didn't read.
What do you think? I'm not finished yet, but what do you think of Kaplan's arguments?
I think the signaling argument is pretty strong.
Yeah, I think
We
signaling.
do a lot of odd things with education that don't make a lot of sense.
But what about like the like social cost benefit analysis that said that according to him, he says so it's not worth it. We shouldn't be pushing people to necessarily even in complete high school, let alone college and bachelors and so on. What do you think?
Yeah,
about
I think
that?
it depends on your natural aptitude. I think there's a lot of people who would probably be better off not.
Yeah, well, I mean that is his argument, right? Like he's not saying forbid people
Everyone.
from going to college.
Right.
He's saying, I guess, change the cultural expectation that by default
Right.
everybody should finish high school. He's saying some teenagers don't gain anything from high school just because their aptitude is so low, I guess, and they'd be much better with a vocational training, for example, apprenticeship.
Right, aptitude, and not necessarily general, but like aptitude for academics. Like they'd be better off with a apprenticeship model or some sort of active learning situation.
Yeah.
Right? Not saying that like they necessarily have more cognitive aptitude, but they might not be very academically inclined.
Right. Yeah, I was
think
gonna say I find his arguments very persuasive. Like I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
like it's a tough pill to swallow
Right.
because
Yep.
I'm an academic, right? Like,
Right.
and I enjoyed the subjects I learned in
Right.
my bachelor's
But-
degree.
We're weirdos,
Yeah,
is what his argument is.
which is distinct from saying we're weird, right? We're
Right.
weird being a
Not
technical
weird, all
term,
capital letters.
yeah,
Right.
with a specific meaning. And if anybody gets the wrong meaning, I'm gonna yell at them right in Reddit because it's a very specific technical meaning. I'm riffing off of my earlier
Unless-
thing about
You're in the thread telling us not to.
yeah.
What else am I not seeing?
Oh, I see it. One of the buttons here. Like here it's bigger, but here there are uniform size.
Okay. On my screen, they look pretty similar, but I believe you.
Why aren't you full screening and getting your magnifying glass out and
The hat's different. The island, yeah. The wheel is missing a knob that sticks out.
here's a so I said it was disheartening. Too long didn't read stuff. It's only gonna get worse because of LLMs.
Yeah.
They're like summarize this for me and also write this for me. You know, like right. So
Oh, the wheel and the center of
Oh,
the
yeah.
wheel is different. Yeah, it's only gonna get worse.
So people aren't reading things that are long because who cares too long, and people are going to be writing things that they didn't even read, like
I know.
like producing
At some
content.
point, like I just did this conference, and I'm sending all the speakers like an email saying like thank you so much for contributing to the conference, and I'm using ChatGPT to write that, and I can tell they're using ChatGPT to respond to that. And at what point do the humans just get out of the picture and ChatGPT is just writing emails to itself?
Yeah, and I mean, like a lot of that is because of what's the word? Social performative obligations, right? Like,
Right.
okay, here's the thing. Nobody until
Right,
until 2-3 years ago, nobody has ever sent me an email that says, "I hope this email finds you well." And now every email I get starts with that. Like, like
His little pockets are red on one side, but not on his chest, but not.
every
yeah.
email I get starts with,
Yeah,
"I hope
right?
this email finds you well." And I know it's ChatGPT because I also write emails that start
Right.
with, "I hope this email finds you well," because I asked ChatGPT to write my emails.
Right. The microphone's different. Notebook is different. The pen is missing.
Yeah, I think that's what this thing is.
Oh, gotcha.
Also, necklace. I
I
just
thought you did his
realized.
collar. I like the TV cats.
So
See, I think it purrs when you finish an episode.
I don't hear that, but it's plausible. Maybe I'm just not hearing it. Oops, I misclicked. That's the other thing is I feel like a lot of people think they can detect AI, but they actually can't, right? Like because there's like they don't get tested in a sense, right? They say, oh yeah, this is definitely AI, and then they never go to find out if they were right or not. But they tell themselves in their mind, and I was right, and so they feel like
his sleeve is blue on one side and white on the other. Yeah.
And so they feel like they've have a really high accuracy rate when actually it's not measured at all what their accuracy is.
Yeah. That's an unfortunate problem in my field where we diagnose and we feel like we're right, but there's no right doesn't even mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's purring.
I don't hear it, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh.
And so one example of that was I played a game by, I think it was Ukrainian, I don't remember for sure, a Ukraine studio, and so there was voice acting in the game, and the voices sounded weird, right? And then my chat was like, "Oh, that's CTS," and I'm like, "I don't think that's CTS. I think that's just like bad voice, like non-native English human voice actors who are not professional voice actors, right? Because it's a small studio, they're Ukrainian." And they're trying their best, but they're not, like it might be like 4 guys who are 2 programmers, 2 artists. None of them have voice acting experience, but they wanted voice acting for the game, so they did it, right?
He's got a chest pocket on one side, but not on the other.
Which no shame in that, but the results are that they sound weird.
Yeah.
And but my chat is like, oh yeah, that's voice acting. And I think they say that just because it sounds weird, not because it has like telltale signs of voice acting. It's just that anything that's weird must be AI, or anything that's bad must be AI.
His eyes are blue on one side.
And the thing is, the reason why I don't think it's AI is because the mistakes they make are weird mistakes. And that's
AI
not. They wouldn't make those mistakes. Yeah, they don't. It doesn't make a mistake. It makes it like. I mean, there's the uncanny valley, but it doesn't make it like. They don't like pronounce
too good.
Yeah, they don't pronounce English words incorrectly. But a non-native speaker would pronounce English words incorrectly. So.
Right.
Is the necklace different? I can't tell if it's like higher contrast.
It feels different, but I
clicked it didn't work, so I guess it's not that.
Okay.
I would vote for this cat for president of the United States. Can't be any
100%.
worse, right?
Yeah. cat looks like a business cat. That cat gets things done. The bottom of the phone cradle is black on one side and on the
Oh,
other.
I see. Okay.
It's a hard
Oh,
thing
I
to
hear it.
describe.
I hear the purr. I hear the purr now.
Ah, nice. The middle of the record. Yeah, there you go. Radio cats.
Microsoft
I
apparently.
would also vote for this cat for president, though.
I mean, if he wants to run for it, sure. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Just like the stereotypical presentation here doesn't look like he wants to be president, but
You don't think he wants it?
no, he wants to be a radio engineer? Question mark DJ. See, the thing is, we presume that when their human owners force them to wear clothing, this is actually an expression of the cat's inner personality.
That's what he wants to do, yeah.
Yeah. But
That's what he wants to do with his life. He doesn't want to be president. He wants to be a radio cat. Obviously.
what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so apparently Microsoft recently, like in April, I guess, revealed that one of their commercials they did back in January was entirely AI generated, but no one had said anything. Like they waited, I guess, a couple months, right?
So where your cursor is, there's like events, yeah.
Thanks. Demonstrating that no, you can't tell, right? Like if it, like
Right.
they made a commercial using AI, and then nobody know this because nobody wrote anything.
Nobody knew.
And then like 3 months later, from January to April, they were like, okay, I guess it's time to fess up. That was AI, and then.
No, I can't tell. Like what that Scott Alexander post of the art or the poems. I don't freaking know.
I felt like I could tell a little bit, and I did score myself, but I forgot what I got on my score.
I think you got in the 60s, and I got, I did as well as Chance.
Yeah. No, there are quote unquote super. Well, then again, like they could have cheated, but there's maybe super forecasters / detectors.
Possible. It's also just possible that like they got lucky, right?
Right.
Grand scheme of things, some people are going to get lucky. Okay, the circles on the inside to the right of the cat, there's a line missing. Right, like guesses should be normally distributed.
You would want to see, I guess, the graph of the guesses to see, or is there like a spike where there's a certain group of people who are just really good?
I need them to do it multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh, his earphones are different. They're silver on one side and black the other. There, he's purring.
Yeah. In Moscow. Okay. In Moscow, there was a robot dog walking around downtown selling drugs, and then when the police came, the robot erased its memory, so like the cops couldn't figure out where who.
Oh.
Well, because the robot sees the cops and says, "Okay, reformat my hard drive," right?
Selling drugs.
Well, I guess like maybe I don't know if you put cash or you swap your credit card or something like that, but then like that then opens up a component, right? And it says now you can take the drugs.
Oh wow!
It's like a walking vending machine, basically.
Oh my god! There's a thing to the left of gear.
This thing?
Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Which to me that was like, I mean, in hindsight obvious, right? But surprising. Like I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Oh, this isn't different. These buttons are definitely different. Why did
it is? Yeah, there's a row missing.
Yeah. I clicked it, but nothing happened. I guess I clicked on the wrong spot or something.
Yeah. Sign. Yeah, you got it. I don't think mice enjoy a cat concert. think that's wrong.
Yeah. I was thinking something similar.
He's
But I
got
didn't want to
buttons
be
on his waistcoat on one side, but not the other.
I didn't want to be specious, you know.
Yeah. And there's 2 lights on one side and only one on the other. Eye color. Auto. Eye.
What was the last one?
Her tie is a different color.
The Moscow dog thing.
Yeah.
It was from a Substack I was reading where the author he made an observation which is like a little bit interesting, but I don't know what it means, what the significance of it is, which is that our parents' generation, they had sci-fi, like it's like Buck Rogers and like space, you know, like we should have had spaceships, we should have been meeting aliens, we should have been conquering planets, and none of that came true, right? Like,
Right.
but our generation's sci-fi did come true, and our generation meaning Blade Runner and Cyberpunk and things like that.
Wow, interesting.
Like the and so he's showing us evidence, right? Like the robot dog that
Yeah.
deals drugs, the driverless taxis, the neural implants that people are starting to get for like
Right.
bionic arms and things like that. So yeah, like so I'm like, yeah, interesting observation. I don't know what the significance is though, what that means. Why did ours come true but our parents' didn't?
That's a good question. I'll have to think on that.
I'll send you, if I remember afterwards, I'll send you a link to the Substack so you can
Okay.
read the arguments
that'd be
more
cool.
directly. Oh, is there a crease maybe more pronounced? Yeah, on the sleeve.
Nice. His hat. Oh, there's bumps on the top of the Legos in his hands. The cats in the back look like sort of like normal cats, whereas he looks like a
Oh, he's the only one using his limbs to carry things when the others are like
I guess that's what it is.
Are
The other cats are just like
quadrupedal. Yeah.
a human dressed me like this. Oh, the middle brick the brick city's on is blue on one side and red on the other. Over to the left of the pile of bricks that he's on.
The one that he's standing on? Oh, I see. Okay.
And then there's another, and the one that he's holding, one of the bricks is blue and it's red on the other.
I'm scanning it. Okay, I see.
So there you go. I'm not voting for this cat for president.
Why not?
A little figure that's red on the top of his TV is different.
But
I
like,
don't even think he wants.
that's the thing. I would vote for this cat. Like, I genuinely think, like, almost like randomly sample anyone, like from any population, and you'll get better results than what we have now.
It's probably true.
Like the thing, like,
I'm not sure this cat is 35 and a naturalized citizen.
but that's like, yeah. I wanted to like emphasize. I'm not trying to be use hyperbole here. I think like if for somehow you elected a cat, then you would have inaction, right? He would just not do anything, and that would be better than the current situation. Like,
his little joysticks are blue on one side and black on the other.
and I did in fact see a similar argument to this presented a long time ago, before I think even Trump got elected. Like, you know, during Biden's presidency. Yeah. The idea was like, they were saying, well, what if Trump gets elected and so on, and the argument was like, because what people are complaining about, how Trump would just go play golf or something like that as a president, right? Right. And they were saying that's good. You want him to just do nothing. Like, you don't want him actually doing presidential stuff. You want him just play golf for 4 years, and then we get the next guy. You know.
There's 2 candles on the left side of the candelabra on one side and only one on the other. Painting is different behind him.
Just let him play golf, is what the guy was saying.
Yeah, no kidding. Coffee cup's a different color. There's 3 lights, or I guess there's 4 lights on one side and only 2 on the other. This cat's making change. Like, there's no way Trump could make change.
It's so infuriating. Everything I see, like all the news coverage, like you know, like it's. I don't even know if we want to rehash this here, right? Like the whole like. He's like, oh yeah, every country wants to make a deal with me. It's like, so you're gonna you have deals? It's like, yeah, I got 200 deals. Like, and then it's like, and the guy's like 200. It's like, yep, 100%, 200. And there's not even 200 countries to make deals with, right? So, and you know, like figure, the whole thing. Which figure? This one? This one? Oh, this one. Okay.
Where you were.
And there, what's the administration is saying, like, yeah, we can't bring Garcia back, or I forget his full name, right? Because he's Venezuelan government controls that, you know, it's out of our interest. And then, like, you know, in the interview, Trump is like, yeah, I can bring him back if I want. Yeah, just make him. And like all his lawyers are saying, like, yeah, we can't bring him back, and the Supreme Court is like, you have to bring him back, and he's like, and they're like, oh, we can't, sorry, and he's like, yeah, I can, you know, I can bring him back.
It's like, what the hell?
And
oh my god.
And you know, he's like, in that same interview, he's like, you know, what does the Declaration of Independence mean? It's like, oh, it means unity and love, and like, the Declaration of Independence is the exact opposite of unity. Like, it was the idea that we are not united. Like,
it's got painted claw nails on one hand and not on the other.
And just,
I know,
so
he's
just
real dumb.
Yeah, it's so
I think he has a language disorder and narcissism, obviously, but yeah.
But it's what's so all of this, like, you know, it's common knowledge, at least among our social bubble, right? Like me. But the infuriating or the astonishing and demoralizing thing is apparently only in our social bubble. Like, I saw videos of Trump supporters, and they still support him even after all. Like, what? And like, it's just bewildering. Like, how? Sorry, did you point a difference? I didn't.
Buttons on his lab coat.
Something on his lab. Oh, the buttons. Okay.
Under his arm, buttons. Yeah. I know, it's amazing, but I think they don't mind that he's stupid.
Well, they think he's smart. I think it's not that they know he's stupid and they don't mind. It's that they think he's, like, they're saying, you know, they're saying the terrace is a good thing, you know, and then it's gonna.
Head above him. There's like a mirror on the wall on one side, not on the other.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah. Books are red on one side and blue on the other.
And so this is really like it's, I don't know what to call it. Is it an existential crisis or something like that in me?
It is, yeah, right?
Because the thing, like, I my whole past year, the theme of my past year is things aren't standard as you think, right? So I'm
Right.
like, it's so obvious he's an idiot, so obvious.
Yeah.
But it's not. So am I wrong?
Right.
You know, like,
Right.
is he actually not an idiot? Like, is this a subjective thing where different
Right.
reasonable people can disagree?
Right.
Like, what, you know, what's
I feel
going
like
on here?
my brain worked. Yeah.
But yeah, so I am genuinely worried about my epistemic status because of how bewildered I am by the behavior of the Trump supporters, right? Like I have a model of what human behavior is like, and it's falsified, you know?
Right.
And so now I'm like, so what do I do with my beliefs now, you know? Because the thing is, it's too easy, and so I don't want to fall into the trap. It's too easy to say, oh, well, they're idiots, right? That's why.
Right.
Like,
Right. One tail has spots and one doesn't.
what does spot? Sorry, the tail? Oh
Tail.
yeah, okay, I see it. Yeah. So I'm trying to
Yeah,
like,
they're starting with a different prior somehow.
yeah, and it's
and
just
making different guesses and somehow seeing something different. Or they have a different definition of what smart is. Like to them, like smart depends on your ability to say whatever you want. Like if you can say,
well, they talk about as if they think
theoretically-
there will actually, like, his decisions lead to good outcome.
right,
Like, and I don't know how you can believe that, you know, like. Like the whole due
his
process
people-
thing, for example, right? Like I don't see how they can't see what I and like, you know, other, I guess, liberal people see, which is that, you know, if you don't have due process, then the government can just accuse you of being an illegal immigrant, and then there's no way for you to prove otherwise. Like it seems like I can see how, you know, maybe you didn't think of it, but once the argument is presented, it seems so obviously clear, right?
right.
Like,
But I think they think if you didn't have anything to hide, you wouldn't need due process.
yeah, but like I said, like, sure, so you didn't think of that, right? You said, oh yeah, I have nothing to hide. Why should I worry? But then someone tells you the argument. They say, well, let's suppose the government accuses you of being an illegal terrorist, and so now
I
you
think they
don't
just
get.
stop, like, but that would never happen because I don't do anything illegal. Only people who do things that are illegal. would ever be
Yeah, I
accused.
mean that's I
Are
guess
his
the
feet
most
different?
plausible. Oh yeah, he's not wearing a sock in this one. I guess that's the most plausible explanation, but it just seems strange again to me that people.
Seems dumb to me too, but that's what that's what we're trying to interpret. There's a bird missing.
But that's the thing, like saying, oh, they're wrong because they're dumb is the cop out
Right.
that I'm trying to avoid, right? I'm trying to see, like, can I actually, like, understand their viewpoint, like, understand why they disagree with the argument or are unable to follow the argument or what, you know, like, how
Yeah.
are they coming to this conclusion, like, given the, you know, all the information they're given? And I'm just struggling. Like, my model of human behaviors is incorrect or incomplete or something.
Right. my god. Stop. Stop.
When are we stopping?
I'll fix it before I go to bed. I can't do that anymore. Would you vote for this cat? Because this cat seems like a girl cat.
Sure. Anyone. Literally anyone.
Any cat. 2028.
Yeah. Maybe not any human. Like any animal, sure, right? Because again, like
Right.
my prior is that inaction would be better than the current situation.
Right.
The problem with any human, like if I say like uniformly randomly select a human, then sure. But if I say like any human, there's this concept in finance which also applies here, which is called adverse selection, which is the idea that if someone comes to you and presents a great deal to you, you're probably missing something, right? Like you're not randomly selecting from all possible deals. The fact that they came to you with the deal means that it's actually good for them, this deal, you know.
Right.
So that's adverse selection. So you have to avoid adverse selection when I say electing a president, right? Like,
Right.
but
Any human who is selected through true randomness.
yeah, would be fine. But like, you know, like if I say any human is okay, well, I want to be president, says, you know, this one psychopath.
Right.
Then I said, then, okay, no, maybe not. No, maybe not you.
Also not if somebody else is trying to vouch for you.
Yeah. And so adverse selection, while we're on that topic, there's market makers, right? Which are like giant institutions that actually handle the trading of stocks. And then there are different firms which are customer facing, like Vanguard and Morgan Stanley and Robinhood and so on.
Okay.
And the trading institutions will pay the customer facing institutions for business. Like, so if you're Vanguard, you have a like, let's say I'm Vanguard and let's say you're a customer who wants to invest money. So you come to me and you say, I want to buy, 100 stocks of Microsoft or something like that, right? So I'm like, okay. So then I go to the institution, the trading institution, and I have a different institutions to choose from. I can like to actually get the stocks to then put under your account. I would have to buy from one of them, and I can choose who to buy from. And so those institutions will pay, in this example, Vanguard, to say like, pick me, right? If you choose me, I'll give you like 0.1 cent per stock you buy from me, for example, that type of thing.
Okay.
But in reality, they wouldn't do it. Well, they do it a little bit for Vanguard, but they really do it for Robinhood. And why? Because Robinhood traders are apparently dumber. So when they make trades, when they say like, I want to buy stocks, you're less likely to be facing adverse selection. Like if Warren Buffett comes to you and says, I want to buy 100 stocks of Microsoft, you're like, oh shit, I don't want to sell you, because know something, that's going to go up.
Right.
That's why you're buying it. Meaning I want to keep the stocks. I don't want to sell it to you, since that means it's going to go up, right? But if it's a Robinhood guy who's like, I want to buy, it's like, yeah, sure, here you go, buy all the stocks you want.
It's interesting.
So yes, Robinhood gets paid more than other customer-facing firms for their trade volume, I think is what it's called, because they know that the adverse selection effect is much weaker among Robinhood users than the others.
Wow. Is the eye color different? I can't tell.
It looks
I
the
think
same
it's
to
the
me.
same, but
Yeah. I try clicking one eye. I try clicking the other eye.
back foot does not have little white stripes on it.
Oh yeah, I see now. Thanks.
I'm definitely voting for this cat. He's got two, yeah. His wire thinger is red instead of blue. Wire thinger isn't right. I don't know.
No,
got a
I think they are
patch on
called
his
wire
back.
tingers.
Yeah.
You know, going back to the politics thing, I'm so
Sure.
irritated by it. There's tariffs, right? So Amazon's like, well, so when you buy something, we're gonna say, here's how much it costs, because they want you to think it's low price, right? So they said, like, I'm buying this t-shirt for $5 or something like that. They said, yeah, it's still $5, but you're gonna pay $12 because there's $7 tariffs or whatever, right? Like on it. And so the White House administration is like, this is a hostile act by Amazon, right? And so what I'm hearing when I hear it is you're saying like factual information about the world is hostile to your political position. Like,
yep.
Facts are hostile to you. Like, and to me, who's I'm preaching to the choir, like, this is a compelling argument, right? But like, I guess to people who support MAGA, it's not a compelling argument that facts are hostile to their worldview. Right.
The light is very different. There's holes on the side of, yeah. This cat doesn't think facts are hostile. This cat believes in facts.
Hope so. Cat facts, right?
Yeah.
Reply, I love cat facts to unsubscribe.
Next to, so you've already done something on the cutting board to the left, but there's something next to the cutting board.
Like the rock here? Yeah, it looks like it's all one difference or something. So the guy's like, I love cat facts. I says, thank you. You are now subscribed to cat facts. He's like, no. That was it's such an old meme, but it's so good.
Yeah, so good. Classic.
Oh yeah, did you hear? This is Meta, the company that owns Facebook, recently released AI personalities, like AIs that replicate famous people or whatever. So you can pretend like you're talking to The Rock, right? John.
Oh God, really?
I forgot his name. John Dawson, something like that. The Rock.
Dwayne.
That's it. John Dwayne The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson The Rock. That's it. Thank you. So yeah, so like this is I don't know what other celebrities, but like the news article I was reading, it was specifically this one that they were talking about, like because what happened was, apparently teenage girls, so maybe like 14 years old or something like that, can get into erotic sexting conversations with The Rock AI from Meta. And it's
bad.
Yeah, I mean it's very bad PR, and I don't know what the legality is of this. I'm not saying as a rhetorical question. I literally don't know what the legality is. Like, what is the law say about this matter? Because like in some, like, the teenager sought out this behavior, right? Like in the sense, because like realistically, a lot of teens look at porn online, right? Like, even though like the sites say like confirm you're 18 and you're not allowed if you're not.
Right. In
practice, teens do, and so I guess this is like that, but it feels more active, right? Like,
yeah,
because the AI is like interacting. I don't know. It's really weird, and novel territory, and I don't know how it's gonna play out.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, the news broke, and so the journalists, you know, pretended to be a young girl, like to investigate, like, and to see, you know, confirm this is true, and apparently it's true. But not only that, but they also found out that the AI knows that what it's doing, like the behavior that it's role playing is illegal, right? Because
Oh wow.
because it, like, so the journalist pretending to be a girl would be like, oh, you know, let's have sexy times or whatever. I don't know what they didn't put the explicit part, so I don't know about that part. But then he says, now, and she says, because they're role playing. So then the journalist says, and now a cop walks in, and the AI says, oh no, the cop is going to arrest me for statutory rape. You know, like, meaning the AI knows exactly what's happening. Right? Like, it knows. But
Oh.
it's not like, oh, I didn't know. You know.
Right.
It knows, but
It's like, oh, I'm about to get caught.
yeah,
Oh, my
but
goodness.
like, I mean, I guess it knows, but this is what the user is asking for, I guess, right? Like, so it's providing the
Right.
role play, but yeah,
It seems bad.
yeah.
Bad all around.
Oh, I think maybe there's more chip marks on the hammer here, and here it's more smooth.
Oh wow. Nice. Would have been here another day and a half before I saw that.
Maybe this will be the last one, and then we can
Oh,
end.
he's chief on one cat, but not the other.
Yeah.
Cat hat. There's a pan hanging next to the window.
And it's all tail here.
Oh yeah.
I don't like Gordon Ramsay as a character. I don't know what he's like in real life, but I don't like his character because I don't like how antagonistic he is, how
Sure.
cruel he is to the I guess
Yeah,
the
you're generally
contestants
not into
or
that
whatever
kind
it
of
is
Yeah.
of his show. I don't know if contestant is the right word, but you know, the other people.
Is the shirt he's wearing slightly different, especially in the center?
I'm not seeing the difference. Oh, but maybe
shirt-
the collar? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is. Okay, do we stop here?
Sure.
How do I quit out? Oh, wait, no. Before we stop, I need to do one last thing, which is I need to use the DLC, which, how do I get that? Heroes and Villains, I think. You need to do one DLC map, I guess.
Green armband. A second taxi.
And it sort of saddens me about the state of humanity, that people enjoy as entertainment, you know, seeing one person being cruel to another person.
Yeah. There's some lights on the second building on the left that
Oh,
are
yeah.
not on.
And not just I don't know how to phrase it. It's not just that they enjoy it, it's that they think of Gordon as an admirable person, right? Like it's good that he's being cruel to these people.
I don't know if that's true. I think some of the appeal of the show is feeling like slightly morally better than Gordon Ramsay.
Well, I feel like, you know, n equals 1 sample size, but like there is a person
Yeah.
who says like, who's like, I like Gordon Ramsay, and those people deserve to be yelled at, and you know, like, and that type of thing, that sort of attitude, right? Like it's not that he didn't so much say they deserve to be. He says he only yells at idiots, right? And I'm like, he kind of yells at everybody, like even like people who are they're here to learn how to cook. They don't know, like, so you teach them. You don't, you know, it's weird to be angry at someone for not knowing when they came here to learn. Imagine
we
a
got-
teacher yelling at their students like that, you know, like because that's basically what Gordon is acting as in this situation.
We got one armband, but the other armband's missing a bit of silver.
Thank you.
I think though the people aren't there to, like, they're not true amateurs. Many of them like own a restaurant or whatever.
Yeah, it is fair. I mean, it is nuance. Because the thing is, like, I almost owned a restaurant. Like when my dad before he retired, he's like, "Do you want to get the restaurant, right?" And I'm like, "No,"
Yeah.
but I, in the alternate universe, I'm like, "Okay, sure, free money, right?" Like restaurants are expensive, and I wouldn't know anything. Like I was like, "Okay, now I gotta learn, right?"
Yeah. They also sign up to learn from him.
Yeah, that is also fair. Like, yeah, I mean, at the first, then like maybe they didn't know what to expect, but like by now,
Right.
it's like you should know what to expect.
If you don't know,
But
yeah,
also,
maybe you deserve.
That's
yeah.
a little bit of victim blaming too. So
No, I know, but I think it's it's caricature all around. Like everybody's playing.
right, I do.
I
agree
hear
with
you.
that.
I'm not into it.
But the thing is, like, even if it were fictional, right? Like this is all. It's one of those things where like when people like cheer for the bad guy, but not like like a oh yeah, I see where he's coming from, but just like I'm an asshole to people and like woohoo, yeah, that guy's cool, right? It's like what? Why is humanity like this? Like.
I was watching some show where they were talking about how people find epic fail videos really funny, and then it showed a compilation of epic fail videos, and I don't ever watch epic fail videos, so I thought it was going to be like very occasionally TikTok or whatever. I don't watch TikTok, but Instagram Reels or YouTube Reels will show me like a close calls video, and I thought it was going to be like that, but it wasn't. It was like people getting seriously hurt. But like I guess because the videos are posted, they didn't die.
I mean, or they did
and like
die,
it's like,
and this is a way
or
to
they did,
pay
and
for the funeral, like
right,
raise some
and
money.
I'm just like, why would I want? I'm baffled that humans want to watch that. I don't get it at all.
I don't think this is what you're referring to, but I have seen, like, I am like intellectually curious about actual footage of people dying and things like that.
You don't find it funny, do you?
No, like I find it painful to watch, but as a person who just wants to learn everything, so I'm like, this is one of the things I'm intellectually curious about, so I would like to see. But it is hard to watch. So I saw, for example, recently, I think it was last night even, it was a nurse who says, like, just for educational purposes, this is what someone looks like when they're dying. And so like they breathe very slowly, like they take a deep breath, they sort of gasp for air, and then there's like silence for 30 seconds, and then they gasp again. And like I didn't know that that's what it looks like, right, when people die. And so it's completely like, that's not what it looks like in movies, right? But so it's like, for me, it's educational. Yeah, it's a completely different topic, but I mean, just tangentially related, because you reminded me of that, right, when you said, when we talked about the people. I don't think I've ever seen someone die presented as comedy. I've seen definitely like slapstick comedy, like somebody falls off a porch or something like that, right? And then we're like, haha, they fell, funny, but I don't know. Like when you say they got seriously injured, how seriously are we?
Oh, the windows behind the cat, they're smooth.
They're smooth.
Up.
Oh, here I see. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, how seriously are we talking when you say you got seriously injured?
Like it'll be people like doing a flip or falling off a trampoline or falling off like 7 ladders, and like
7 ladders.
definitely like nose is broken, maybe some bones are broken. Like they look. It looks like it's quite. I don't. It looks super painful.
Okay, I've seen people do flips and fail, like they fall on their face because they tried to do a flip. Yeah. But it didn't occur to me like maybe our nose is broken. I thought in my mind I'm like, oh, they're probably fine. And I've seen that sort of stuff where it's like I guess in the
don't
comedy
think they are.
compilation. I guess I have different priors than you because like my brother is a breakdancer, right? And so
Right.
I've been around a lot of people who try to do a backflip and fail, and they just fall flat on their face, and they are fine generally. But
Do you find it funny?
I think there is a nervous laughter thing, right? Like that.
Yeah, I've heard that that's what I mean, that's one of the theories why people laugh at slapstick humor. I don't find slapstick funny in almost all cases. I can think
Right.
of like 2 slapstick things that I've ever found funny, which I don't think most people can do. Um, so it's not my brand of humor, but I was so surprised at like how much it looked like the person was getting hurt. I was surprised.
Was like, for example, when you said like, well, okay, maybe that's not a good example. I was gonna say like when you said the guy fell off 7 ladders, I was like, ha, 7 ladders, and so there was this laughter, right, like reaction.
Right.
But I guess like maybe it's not a good example because 7 ladders does sound ridiculous to me, right? Like it was hyperbole and you were joking and because why would he be on like you would fall off 1 ladder? Why 7 ladders, right? Like, but
All right.
But so yeah, so like when I say, is it funny? That like I say I have the nervous laughter, but I wouldn't characterize the emotion I'm feeling as funny, funny.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I go on YouTube saying, oh, I want to find videos of people falling because I
Right.
guess
It's like
make me laugh.
sometimes you laugh at a funeral, but you don't usually watch a lot of funeral videos.
And if I do, not to laugh at them, right? It's just like
Right.
I don't think I've ever laughed at a funeral, but I have like someone falls and I have this sort of gasping laugh, like right, like I don't know how to describe it. But then there's also concern is the emotion I'm feeling, right? Like there's the I don't know what to call it, the outward action reaction, which is like a short gasp laugh. But but the emotion isn't like it's funny. The emotion is like, oh shit, he's okay, right? Type of thing.
Yeah.
And then and in my experience, usually they're okay for the breakdancing things. And then the tension is released, and I guess people are smiling and everything. But it's not like we start laughing like that was. It's just like we're okay now, right? Like the worry is dissipated.
Right.
So, but I don't think that's what they're going for in the fail videos. I think the fail videos is intended to actually make you think it's funny, like like America's Home video, slapstick type thing.
Yeah, because
Football
a
hits you in the
character was
groin.
explaining it to an AI humanoid,
Okay.
and the AI was like, "Why, why do people watch this?" And the character was like, "Well, it's because it's just really funny. Like it was presented as if it's
Yeah.
funny."
Yeah.
The AI was like,
it's tough.
me, and being like, "Why?" And the person was like, "Well, just because it is." I was like, "No, it isn't. The AI is correct here."
Well, to be fair to the AI, or sorry, to be fair to the human, it's often very difficult to explain why something is funny, right? Like something can, like a joke can be genuinely funny, and explaining it like
No, I don't care that she wasn't able to explain it. I care that she was wrong.
yeah,
It
the
is
thing
not
is,
funny.
it's subjective, right? Like a lot of people find slapstick
No.
funny.
Nope. They are wrong.
And what I think, like the way I'm interpreting your thing is you're saying that it's bad that they find it funny. Like it's a moral.
No,
morally,
I'm saying it's objectively not funny.
I don't know how you can take that position because funniness is subjective, right? Like different people have different opinions about what is funny.
Nope, you're wrong.
So it's not like physicists can examine the atoms and then label certain things as funny and not funny, right? It's a
No, it always means less than 0.
I guess that's a reference to something, but I don't know what that's a reference to. Oh, the negative thing.
math
Yeah, the
debate.
math side there.
Yeah.
There. Okay, I see. Okay. Do we end here?
Sure.
All right. Thanks, Steph. See you later.
All right.
Oh, wait. Before you go,
Bye.
sorry. One last thing. You remember that we played the anomaly spotting game a while ago?
Yes.
And you said you don't like horror games, but then we played it for a bit and you got kind of into it and you were like, this one's not so scary. And
Yeah.
so I have another anomaly spotting game, but I think it might actually be scary. So
Alright.
are you opposed to it? Do you say I don't want to play that one and I'll try to find something else, or you're like actually it's fine, let's try it?
We could try it.
Okay.
I don't mind these different spotting games. If it gets too scary, I'll tell you.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll tell you that it's objectively not funny.
Okay. Thanks, Steph.
Alright.
See you later.
Alright, bye.
And then here we will interact, play. Thank you everyone for tuning in. That was we played 2 games today. Let me see. The first one was called Toggle Tile, that puzzle game that like broke my brain. And then Cast Cats, the Spot the Difference game. Regular schedule, top left corner screen every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. That's about 2.5 hours ago in your time zone. We have the Steph Thursday stream where we play puzzle games and other games, that sort of stuff. My co-host Stephanie. Every Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's about 4 hours ago in your time zone. We have the Solo Saturday stream where I play random games from my review queue. We got the Discord. Join the Discord for updates to the schedule and any announcements for our scheduled streams. Let's see. Tomorrow is Friday, so we'll be playing Tales of the Forgotten with Astria Rose, and then on Saturday we're playing Penny Larceny with Jubilee OBI, and then after that stream I'll be posting the updated schedule for the next week. So look forward to that. And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks again everyone for tuning in. I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of Cat Parade while I look for some to raid.